Hi guys, I'll be talking about Count Dooku. Um, right, this is an interesting character. Because through Dooku, you understand the reason why most Jedi become Sith. Well, the ones that choose to leave the Jedi Order, why they do. Not only becoming Sith, but just leaving the Jedi Order, because you have Ahsoka Tano as well. Dooku's also he's like a gateway to understanding the politics in Star Wars in a sense, or I think a more surface view of Sidious in a sense. If you look at it, like Sidious is behind the curtain and Dooku's out there in the front, so it's easy to see how they're manipulating the story politically in a sense. So yeah, Dooku is a Sith Lord. But funny enough, have you ever heard his Sith name? Very few people talk about his Sith name. He is Darth Tyranus, which is something I hadn't come across before. Actually, getting into the research for this, I like the character, but then I hadn't really gotten deep with him because he doesn't have that much out there, especially because his main feature is during the Clone Wars and then a little bit of Revenge of the Sith, if I'm not wrong, where he's executed by Anakin. Oh well, yes, it isn't Revenge of the Sith where um, Darth Sidious actually orders his execution after a duel. So yeah, he didn't have much out there, but then there's a lot of other content that talks about him. You find he has a sister on his home planet of Sereno, and he met her by chance, and he sensed who she was from the Force. That was like the main thing that started the domino effect of him eventually leaving the Jedi Order, because he kept in contact with his sister. And as you know, the Jedi are meant to relinquish all attachments because emotions will cloud your judgment, as Obi-Wan always said to Anakin. So, yeah, you find that Dooku didn't stop talking to his sister, and Sifo Dyas, his best friend, is the only one who knew what was actually going on. So that was the main thing that got him to leave the order. Then, secondly, Dooku apparently went on it was a political trip of some sort, and they were watching races with Qui-Gon Jinn, and he was asking Qui-Gon Jinn why they're there, because the Jedi are not an order that should be sent around on public relations missions. He was saying so. Count Dooku eventually then sided with the fact that the Jedi were meant to be out there exploring, finding new frontiers for their order, and finding ways to better understand the Force. And instead, they were being sent on political, like figurehead missions to just go and sit and look pretty. And Dooku didn't understand that. So he was always questioning what's going on. Why are we doing the dirty work of the Senate. That's basically what he was arguing with. And you see a trend in Star Wars where Anakin also went on to question such things. Why were they doing the bidding of the Senate, basically? And from that, you gain an understanding of the politics of Star Wars, because the Senate was already corrupt, and the Jedi were just sitting along, like riding along with what was going on. So Dooku, Anakin, and Ahsoka, were they wrong for leaving the Jedi? That's another story altogether. I don't know, but then they had a point in a sense. Yeah, not for the dark side, I'm just saying. They had a point though. And then we come to the fact that Dooku discovered that Master Braylon, it's pronounced Braylon, but it's spelled Braylon. She was part of the High Council at some point, and she actually had a son outside of the Jedi Temple. And Dooku then asked Yoda, what would you have done if you found out that she had a son before? Because it ended up coming out, and she confessed to it because she was being blackmailed for years by a very bad figure. And what happened was Count Dooku ended up finding out, and then finding out that she has a son. So obviously they weren't allowed to have children outside because they weren't supposed to have any attachments, love, or anything of the nature. It posed the question, what was the council going to do, having found out that one of theirs had a child outside of the temple, and while they were Jedi? So Count Dooku says, then how didn't they know? Couldn't they sense the guilt since they wield the Force? Those are the questions posed, and these are the questions that led to Count Dooku leaving the Order. And if that wasn't enough, Qui-Gon Jinn then was killed by Darth Maul, which just finished. I feel like that was the last domino in the sequence, and that was it. Then Dooku left and became Darth Tyranus. Another interesting thing about Dooku is, if you see, all the other Sith Lords have physical attributes that show that they're the Sith. Namely the eyes. If you see the eyes, they all turn yellow with the red outline and a very dark, a small pupil. So yeah, if you think about it, why wasn't Dooku mostly a Darth? Which is something I also found out recently. Think about it this way. The way Senator Palpatine for the Republic was Senator Palpatine in the Republic, but then he was Lord Sidious to the Separatists. That's the same way Count Dooku was Count Dooku to the Separatists. He didn't reveal his Sith status at all. The only person who called him a Darth was Sidious himself. So those are some interesting facts that I found out about Count Dooku, who is actually Darth Tyranus. Thank you, everybody.